Hi, everyone. I just wanted to get on because I had a story. It's kind of been rolling in my head for a couple of days, and I thought, why not share it? So, about 4 to 6 months ago, my car was doing some weird things. When I would take off from a light, it wouldn't get up and go like it normally does. And so I was like, let me adjust how I apply gas when I'm about to take off. And because I recognized that it wasn't pulling off, say, as it used to, I then adjusted how I pulled out in front of people, where cars had to be, how far back before I pulled out in front of them. And then I noticed that, how sometimes when you get your car aligned, you can kind of take your hand off the steering wheel and your car just still goes straight for a little while without you even touching it. Well, I noticed that wasn't the case with my car anymore. So I made adjustments and I said, you know what? The next time I take my car in for an oil change, I'll get the car aligned. And then I noticed that when I break the car to stop, either at a stoplight for someone passing on the street or to turn, I had to apply a little bit more pressure than what I normally did. Now, the brakes weren't squeaking or anything, but I noticed that I had to give a little bit more effort. So I said, you know what? When I take my car in to get the oil change, I have them take a look at my brakes. I think I drove my car in this particular state where I made these minor adjustments to continue driving my car for probably another month and a half. Then one day, after dropping my daughter off at school, I was headed back home and my check engine light came on. And I was like, what could it be now? Technically, my oil change wasn't due for another 2 months. And so remember, everything I was waiting to do was going to be 2 months from now because that's when my oil was going to get changed. So since the check engine light came on, I'm like, things may be a little bit more serious than I originally thought. So I took my car in to the shop and basically said on the little package, I dropped it off, that my check engine light had come on and then it had actually gone off. But since it had come on, I wanted them to check the car. And since it was there, could they go ahead and do the oil change and just check it for that? So the next morning, I got a call from the company that looked at my car, and they proceeded to provide me with a laundry list of items that were wrong. Not only did my brakes need to be changed, but so did my rotors. My windshield wipers needed to be changed. My fuel cap on my gas tank needed to be changed. They said, I don't know if you've noticed, but you've probably had to fill up more than you typically do. And I was like, I did, but I just thought that was because I'm doing more driving with taking my daughter to school and things of that nature. Then they also said, your tires, two of your tires need to be replaced. So all of these items that I got from the car company about what I needed to have done to my car. And so they told me the cost, and I thought about it, and I was like, well, maybe I could piecemeal it, right? Get certain things done now and then wait on the other pieces. And then something said to me, why not fix it all? Fix everything. Get it out of the way. So I told them, fix everything. And they did. Took about 2 days total. Picked up my car. And when I got in it, it immediately was a difference. And when I drove home, I thought to myself, it is amazing what you allow yourselves to be comfortable with. That I made all of these minor adjustments to my car or to the way I drove my car rather than getting the items fixed. Because had I taken my car in 2 to 3 months earlier, I'm not sure the laundry list of items that I was presented with would have been there. And so then I thought about, personally, how does this apply? And I thought about previous relationships. I thought about my work ethic with previous employers and what I did, and all of these minor adjustments that I made to me to accommodate what I was driving. And I was like, And in my accommodation, I became used to my situation, my surroundings, and even when it was not right for me, when it did not provide me a source of joy, strength, happiness, I continued to make the adjustment to fit the situation versus fixing the situation to me or adjusting the situation to me. Leaving relationships, leaving my companies or organization or employers, I diminished myself. I adjusted myself to my surroundings rather than saying, what surrounding do I best fit in? And when I got in that car after getting everything fixed and drove it home, it was like I had a brand new car. And I was like, wow, what I had become used to, that I didn't realize that the ride was bumpy, right? I had become accustomed to the jerk of it. I adjusted how I took off from a stoplight, and I made excuses for when I would get it fixed to the point that my check engine light came on. And I was like, so many times in our own lives, we accommodate to the point where our own check engine light comes on. And when we start looking at what needs to be fixed, it's far greater than what we ever imagined in our minds, because over time we kept accommodating and adjusting to fit people, to fit situations, to fit jobs, instead of making the necessary changes so that they fit us. We have but one life to live, and it is extremely precious. We don't get do-overs. You don't die and you come back. And so now I have to start asking myself, am I going to continue to adjust or make the adjustment that's best for me? And I'm going to make the adjustment that's best for me.